Hello and welcome. This time we're looking at a bit of a pedal shootout between these two legendary Boss pedals. So on the right we've got my 40-year-old SD-1 Super Overdrive. On the left we've got a blues driver, a Boss BD-2. I'm thinking that's circa about 2000. The Super Overdrive that came out in 1981 when I'd looked on the older Tinternet before. And the blues driver, there wasn't a lot about that, but it seems maybe mid-90s for that. But so it's quite a difference in the old age, a quarter of a century really between the two of them. What's interesting is when I looked a little bit of history, the Super Overdrive, it superseded the original Overdrive by Boss, but it was supposed to be more of a rival to the Tube Screamer, which came out ironically as a rival to the first Boss Overdrive pedal, the OD1. The Tube Screamer is symmetrical clipping and the SD-1 is asymmetrical clipping. That's the difference. I finally delved into that one. So yeah, just to put that one to bed, even though this is a rival to the Tube Screamer, the SD-1, it is a different circuit. The Boss Blues Driver, now that's a very interesting kind of history to that. Because in the 90s, you had a bit of a blues revival, you know, you had your Robert Craze there, and Eric Clapton was selling out big shows and all that malarkey when he went proper blues. Of course, Robin Ford. Stevie Ray sadly passed away in the early 90s, but obviously he left a legacy of blues behind with him. So some bright spark at blues decided to come along and bring out the Boss Blues Driver. And in a fit of almost genius, decided to make the pedal blue. So they're both cool looking pedals. So enough yakking, let's have a little battle and see. No, they're not. No, we'll say a little battle. They are different circuits and different pedals, but let's have a little battle anyway. See what we think with the two. So we'll start with the Super Overdrive. So yeah, you can hear that kind of mid-humpy Tube Screamer idea on it. But it still sounds cool 40 years later. Now the Boss Blues Driver. To my mind, that's a much, well, so yeah, I'd say, yeah, I'm going to say it, much clearer sounding pedal than the Super Overdrive. Now, you've got to bear in mind the relative ages. That's had an awful lot of beer spilt into it over the years, not just by me, but by punters as well. So there's all sorts of things, dust and things, but you can definitely hear there's more clarity to the Blues Driver, and it sounds a little bit louder. So this is with all these settings, they're all at noon here. So to make a fair comparison. Now I'm going to go onto the humbucker. I've got a HSS style Strat guitar here, so I'm going to go to the humbucker now. See how it rocks. the blues driver, I think it just sounds a bit more well behaved. So let's just fiddle with something. Let's just try some. We'll turn the tones around to about 1:30. I kind of like where I like these kind of pedals. Super Overdrive. BD-2. So you're definitely losing less bottom end with the blues driver, etc. in those mids on the Super Overdrive pedal. So let's just try some basic sort of jangle. I'll go on the humbucker and do some jangle, the volume quite low this show. Yeah, definitely clearer as the blues driver, there's no doubt about it. So let's have a little bit, maybe some metal tones, and we'll have a little conclusion, I think. On the blues driver. Same on the Super Overdrive. Maybe a little bit lead on the Super Overdrive. Blues driver. Superb. Used as a boost pedal. I've got the level at 3 and the drive at 9 on both, and the tone is still around 1/2. Boost pedal SD-1. Sound the blues driver. Okay, let's go on with a conclusion. Now, I think my personal feelings are that the blues driver, overall, I think it's the better pedal as an all-rounder. It will do, it doesn't chop your low end away like the Super Overdrive, so you can use this for you know, your big power chords, and you just want more distortion on your, you know, existing amp sound. add that on, it's not, all your bottom end's not going to totally disappear, and I think that's why it's been so popular. But it still cuts through as a lead kind of device. So yeah, it definitely is a cleaner, clearer, slightly louder signal. But again, you've got to take into consideration the age of the two pedals. The Super Overdrive, I love it. It's just got something gnarly, and you know, I don't like the phrase Texas blues. There's too many connotations with that, but you know, that it is that dirty sound those great, brilliant players like Stevie Ray got. You know, you want a Billy Gibbons kind of lead sound, that into a kind of cranked amp. It's there. It's not so good on rhythm sounds. Fine on riffs, not so good on rhythm. So it's hard to split them. I'm just gonna, I think the Blues Drive just edges it out, but the Super Overdrive has got a mojo to it. Let's put it like that I really like. I think the simple answer is you should have both. That's a real cop-out, isn't it? You should have both pedals, really. If you could afford them, have both. And you're going to cover an awful lot of ground. Now, I went on the Tinternet before I filmed this. I actually did, shock horror, a little bit of research, and the price, I saw a price for the Super Overdrive, just over 50 quid. So I thought we're in the early 2020s here. Just over 50 quid for a brand new Super Overdrive from Boss. The Blues Driver, that surprisingly varied a little bit in price, but between 70 and 80 British pounds. And that to me is still a bargain when you look at the boutique pedals you've got. You can get both of them in the Wazza craft form, which is just a posher version of better bonus and circuits around that. But these two pedals, honestly, they do you fine. Get you through most gigs, apart from extreme metal gigs and things like that. So yes, I still think Boss is still delivering, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and that's exactly what you've got here. So it just remains for me to say, tatty bye.